I don't like you, but I respect your game. Have you ever had a bad year but you keep trying to push through? Then you're having a bad week and you keep pushing through because it's already been a year. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to go home today and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to eat and I'm going to finish reading my book. And then you open the door and it smells like dog poop because your dog, who is almost the same size as you, got diarrhea inside your new apartment with new carpet and spent an hour cleaning up, then ran out of cleaning supplies. So you had to go to the store to buy more and buy dog Pepto-Bismol to make his stomach better. And then you turn on your audiobook. You're like, finish the book while you're driving. And the first thing you hear is, Jason looks so good. His skin was glistening. His muscles look so good. That hasn't happened to you? Well, you're a very lucky person. That's what happened to me this week. Oh my God. So I finished the book and I almost, when I tell you the day I had, I almost lost my shit when I heard Piper talking. I was like, we can't end this book on a Piper chapter. I'm going to lose my mind. Whew, oh my goodness. But I finished the book and I wrote down some of my thoughts. Not all of them because as you heard, I've been having a day, week, year, but here we go. So Piper saying to Drew that Jason was off limits and he's hers, blah, blah, blah. I was like, girl, that's not the power move that you think it is. I think we already knew you were going to end up with him. I think Drew has moved on. Maybe I'm wrong. Nobody wants him as much as you do. Drew will find another guy. A mean girl's always going to find a nice guy who will love her. I have a theory about that, but another day. Yeah, it was just, it wasn't the power move you thought it was. And that's okay. You have time to be redeemed, but that just wasn't it. Hera almost made me feel bad for her. Not gonna lie, Hera did make me feel bad for her when she was talking about how all the gods have their demigod kids and she's the only one who doesn't because she's like, it's in my morals to remain faithful. I was like, you're a strong woman, Hera. You're a strong woman. And saying how like all the other gods can relate to mortals more because they have demigod children who help them connect. I was like, oh, that's hard. But she does have 2 kids, and she did say that her 2 sons were, and I forgot Ares and Hephaestus were brothers. That makes this even juicier. But she said her 2 sons were disappointments. I was like, why? Like, Hephaestus is an amazing inventor, and Ares, he's good at fighting. Why are they disappointments? That was actually a wild statement. So that's why I said she almost got me. And then I was like, no. I did feel bad for her for a minute. I was like, yeah, your life is rough. I couldn't do it. And the thing is, I would have felt less bad for her. Let's say if Jason's mom died on her own and Hera was like, you know what? I want to take this kid and raise him. That would be different. But it was just like, I want to take this kid and raise him or have somebody else raise him, but his mom's still alive and his sister loved him. That was twisted. You can't come back from that. I wish Rick had written it differently so I could feel bad for her. But yeah, that was very twisted. Keone, she surprised me. I think that's how you say her name. I don't feel like looking it up right now. She surprised me. I knew she was going to come back. I was like, I know we're not done with her. But she surprised me, and I'm not gonna lie, I would love to act out Keone. I would love to play her if the second series got a show. I would love to play Keone. That would be so much fun. I know they said she had pale skin. That's obviously not gonna work for me, but I do feel like I could do a good white gray wig. I feel like that would look really good on me. But yeah, Keone, I don't like you, but I respect your game. I don't know. She's just a baddie. I know. Yeah, I was not expecting her to come back like that. I was not expecting her to be on Gaia's Gia. The audiobook says Gia. Everybody else in the world says Gaia. I said Jaya in my head all these years. Whatever. We all know who I'm talking about. But I'm just going to say Gaia. I was not expecting Keone to come back like that. But that was a plot twist. That was a very good plot twist. I just expected her to come sooner, but I was not expecting that. And this is my second time reading it, so that was crazy. I do feel like the only thing I successfully guessed in this book, things that I obviously didn't forget, was that Millie was going to end up being Piper's dad's assistant. I was like, that's actually perfect timing. That's actually pretty cool too. That's perfect. I'm excited to see Millie come back. Piper's dad was really pissing me off. He was really irritating me with the First, when he was like, well, actually, I could relate to this thing. And he was like, I can't live in a world where mythology and all these stories exist because I'd always feel like I'm trying to blame someone for the bad things that happen to me. That's literally how I feel right now with how my year and my last year have been. I've just been so angry at the world. So I can relate to that. But then when he actually figures out they exist and he's like losing it. But I was like, you know what? I guess I have to give it to him. He has been like kidnapped and tortured for I don't know how long. Maybe it was a week or something. I don't know. Either way, one day is enough to traumatize you. So I was like, I get wanting to forget that. I wouldn't want to forget that everything exists. Like, that's also a way to connect to your daughter. And now you know why the woman you were in love with left you. But everybody responds to grief and trauma differently, I guess. Not grief, but everybody responds to trauma differently. So I was like, okay, I got to give it to him. I just feel like if I was a parent, I wouldn't want to lose that connection with my kid. But I don't remember what happens later, so maybe he'll get a comeback. The only other thing I can think of off the top of my head is that, like, by the time Jason figured out that he was exchanged with Percy, I'm like, why did no one else figure this out? Like, you guys literally all had the same clues at this point. Like, when he's telling the table at the end of all the head counselors, and Leo's like, what are you talking about? And it's only him and Annabeth. I'm like, you guys still haven't figured it out? You're slow. But I don't remember my impression was the first time I read it, so maybe I was slow too, but I don't know. I felt like it was very obvious at that point. All of the other clues were not enough, but by the time we got to that point, it was enough. But yeah, so moving on, I already started Son of Neptune, but as you know, I had a day, week, year, so I'm gonna read more tonight. That was my thoughts of The Lost Hero. Let me know what you guys thought of the book, and I'll see you next time. As always, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I really do love talking to you guys in the comments. I like hearing the different perspectives. It kind of makes me, I like opening my mind to different perspectives about certain things. There's some things with certain morals we talked about, you're not changing my mind on, like washing your hands and taking showers. Required. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.